Gender parity, choosing 26 EU commissioners, one post, two candidates, male and female. What could possibly go wrong with that? Answer, EU politics, that's what. EU politics is never as simple as it sounds. Join me, Jan Darasz, for how we got here.
Parliament. I would like to congratulate Ursula von der Leyen on her re-election. I wish her the very best.
European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen's goal of achieving gender parity in her new team of commissioners is encountering obstacles. As of the end of August, 16 countries have proposed male candidates, while only 10 have put forward female candidates. This disparity threatens to result in a male-dominated commission, with nearly two-thirds of the 27 positions potentially being filled by men.
The process is ongoing. By now we are at two-digit women, but I haven't seen all potential candidates. I have, with all the heads of state and governments, discussions on the different names, on the different possibilities. And of course, I acknowledge that sometimes for the heads of state and government it's difficult, for example, if there is a committee and then a parliamentary process that has already taken place. This is not easy.
Elena Galvez-Munoz, chair of the European Parliament's Committee on Gender Equality, expressed a deep concern of the lack of political will from member states. She emphasized that this reluctance to support gender balance sends a discouraging message to young women and girls aspiring to political careers. Other critics argue that the failure to achieve gender balance in the Commission could overshadow the fact that 3 of the EU's most important jobs will be held by women. Von der Leyen as European Commission President, Estonia's nomination of Kaja Kallas as the head of the EU's diplomatic service, and the European Parliament President, Roberta Metsola. Von der Leyen's commitment to gender parity is not new. During her first term, she successfully achieved a balanced commission, setting a precedent for gender equality in EU leadership. The push for gender equality in the European Commission is part of a broader effort to ensure that EU institutions reflect the diversity of the population they serve. Gender parity is seen as crucial for fostering inclusive decision-making and ensuring that policies address the needs and perspectives of all citizens.
My guest today is Piotr Kaczynski from the Geremyk Foundation. Welcome to the programme.
Nice to be back.
Okay, we've got this von der Leyen commission, and the candidates are 2 from each country, a man and a woman. What's the principle behind that?
Well, we got elections, right? In June, we got European elections, and after the elections, President von der Leyen is right now trying to get a new commission. And the process looks like this, that first the governments are asked to nominate their candidates. And then President is going to see with whom is she going to work with, and what kind of expertise they have, and how to put it together. And it's going to be von der Leyen Commission after all, right? She is responsible for it, but she's getting people that she's not gonna pick them up, right? Those people are coming from capitals, and then this is how, and this is why this is a problem. She asked back in when was it, July? She asked the capitals to propose at least 2 people. She also said that unless you are going to propose somebody who's already a commissioner, then okay, let's continue with, let's say, the commissioner from Slovakia or Latvia. These people are coming back. But if somebody is new, then please nominate 2 people so that I will check who's going to be good.
So what was the problem in nominating these candidates? Was it just internal politics generally in the EU states themselves?
Exactly, because most of the capitals are looking at the Commission that they either want somebody who's their minister. Let's say you take Italian government, right? It's a commissioner, future commissioner, who's a super strong minister in the government in Rome, right? And this is what's going on. They are nominating somebody who is the best, the worst, who's important or not important, to be, let's say, Italian commissioner,
Yes.
or Polish commissioner. But they are not going to be Italian or Polish or anything like this. 5 years ago, when von der Leyen was proposing her first commission, do you remember who was supposed to be Polish commissioner?
No.
Mr. Szczerski. He was the candidate proposed by the Polish government, and then Mr. Szczerski was not elected. Why? Because von der Leyen got all those candidates, and then she's looking at the portfolios, what she wants, what are the political objectives there, and then, okay, Polish guy, I will propose for him to do actually agriculture. And Szczerski said absolutely not. So we got Mr. Wojciechowski, but that was changed last moment, end of August, beginning of September 2019.
So what are her powers or her talents to strong arm, to persuade, to pressurise the governments of the EU to get the Commission body that she wants?
Exactly.
How
powers
can she
are
do it?
huge. She will decide on portfolio first. Second, she can fire a commissioner. And she has dismissed commissioners, or other presidents have dismissed commissioners in the past. So she's a real political force in a process where the next commission is established. The governments and the leaders are talking with the president about their, let's say, national commissioners. This is what happened in Poland. Tusk announced the candidacy of Mr. Piotr Serafin after he has discussed it with von der Leyen. So he was not pushing first, it's going to be Serafin, and then talk to von der Leyen, but no, he put it together. He talked with von der Leyen, and then he announced who is the Polish preferable candidate, and that's the way to do it in order not to burn your candidacy.
You said about the idea of getting your person into the EU Commission. Is it also the case that you exile people you don't want?
Yes,
and send them into a sinecure?
Yes, of course. This happens, for example, in Belgium. Reinders, a former prime minister, who was sent not to be in the Belgian politics anymore. This is what is going on. Very well. That's quite popular.
I know that's politics, but does that make the EU Commission work better, or how?
It may work better or worse. It depends how this individual finds themselves within the College of Commissioners. Because, look, for example, when you have all those 27 people collected, once they are elected, it's not going to be easy process. But then they're getting together on their getaway to familiarize with each other, because they have to work together. The College of Commissioners, this is a famous phrase, College of Commissioners. This is the European Commission. If we talk European Commission, this is the European Commission, the top of it. They take decisions together, actually by simple majority. So von der Leyen could be overvoted, but she's not going to be overvoted, right? Because she is the first, and she's almost like a prime minister. She can fire and nominate and distribute portfolios between those commissioners.
Yes, I mean, like any prime minister, they've got the power of patronage, I suppose. Yes. But the Ursula von der Leyen, top woman, Kaja Kallas, foreign minister, if we can call her that, Roberto Metsola.
She's not in the European Commission, right? Metsola
no, but she's a top European parliamentary woman.
Yes.
What's wrong with? Why do we have to go for 50-50 parity when we can get a handful of top women and perhaps more mediocre men?
True. It should be the quality of a candidate rather than the gender of the candidate in perfect world. But we can agree that there is the same level of mediocrity among the men and women.
Yes.
So
we have the right
this is a second.
Yes.
This is a second question. Simply, this pool of people that von der Leyen seems to be receiving, because there are still negotiations. At least one government only this week changed in order to have a woman candidate. So those figures that we have, for the moment, 18 men, 9 women in the next College of Commissioners, this is the least gender balanced commission in a generation. And this is why this is a problem. Commission internal rules talk about gender balanced commission. So Commission seeks to be gender neutral, gender balanced, not only at the level of commissioners, also civil servants, among the top directors general and other top officials. This is all interbuilt, and you know the symbol comes from the top. So it's not only about the top jobs. That we have president who's a female, we have president of parliament who's a woman. Look, Margaret Thatcher had a government with one woman on board, her. Everybody else was in her first government.
She was a total dictator and everybody adored her. Or rather,
within that political circles.
Yes, that's right. We won't branch out into the country. But that's the advantage of having one outstanding individual rather than a college of less outstanding individuals.
Oh yeah, I mean we've had very outstanding commissioners in this outgoing commission. Von der Leyen herself was definitely a very powerful commission president, but next to her, very powerful Franz Timmermans, as long as he was on the college, Thierry Breton, the French commissioner who was not an executive vice president, just a regular commissioner, but the way he was delivering his job, the way there was a huge gravitas behind Commissioner Breton in his doing, and now it seems that despite all his political undertaking, which was highly controversial, he is now going to be very likely an executive VP. Executive VP is another place where von der Leyen is seeking for a gender balance. It seems the press speculation is from this week that this used to be 4 people. 2 men and 2 women, and now it might be 5 people, 3 men, 2 women. It's still fine. So this is okay, 5 to 2 within the executive VPs, and then we have everybody else. But 19 to 8 is just
that's too obvious. A final question to you as we come into the end of our discussion: how could you characterise Ursula von der Leyen's particular style? Is it Thatcherite? Does she bulldoze her way into decision making, or is she a bit more subtle? How do you characterise her as a top leader?
Yes, she has been described with the people that I talked to who are on the inside as somebody who has a style of having circles. She works with circles of very close affiliates. So they can be outside of the college. So, for example, her head of cabinet and members of senior staffers in the commission, and then certain commissioners, definitely executive
favorites.
Yes, favorites. Executive vice presidents, but a few others. Definitely not Mr. Wojciechowski, definitely Mr. Breton on board in the last commission. And that's the big question, how it's going to work in the next 5 years. But to be in this close circle of friends, look, there is probably a big star in the making, which is a Czech minister for energy, who is now tipped to be executive VP, also representing our part of the European Union, and to be responsible for energy transition.
I suppose as a final comment, you have to. The Brussels only makes sense of it if you see it as a court, with a monarch, favourites.
Well, yeah, but she's not a queen. It doesn't. That's not the acronym or the nickname that she receives. But she's definitely a strong Commission president, and she definitely seeks the portfolios that serves her. Look, she has really good timing. She's a medical doctor, and she's a former defense minister. COVID and security situation out there.
Piotr Kaczynski, thank you very much for coming on to the programme. Great to have you. That's all we have time for today. Do join us next time for How We Got Here.